Hello, just taking my morning constitutional. You know, one of the lovely things about walking through the countryside is that you never know quite who you're going to bump into. Morning, Alan.
Morning, Finn.
Morning, morning. Coming up on the show today, classic comedy, chickens, a four-hoofed hero, and, well, those two. Wonder who they could be. Better get my skates on. Time for Love Your Weekend. Embrace each season, whatever it brings, and more importantly, let it inspire you. Each one offers a different glow of light, brightening our hearts, if we take the trouble to look and to feel. It really is Mother Nature at her best. Also at its best is today's show. Coming up, she's starred in some of our finest comedies and dramas and impressed us all with her fancy footwork on the Strictly dance floor. Why Caroline Quentin's leading us up the garden path, and not for the first time. It's the partnership that's better than a G&T on ice. It's a T&D on ice. Torvill and Dean celebrating 40 years of one of the greatest sporting moments of all time. And never accused of talking a load of boleros, David Dominy and everything you need to know about the humble hedge. Also coming up, a very special countryside hero. Meet Mr. Jack Brock, a 20-year-old Shetland pony. What he lacks in height, he more than makes up for in personality. Also, forget the Oscars or indeed the BAFTAs. Dream on, Alan. Today we bring you the WAFTAs, the prestigious Wine and Fizzy Tipple Awards. Alicia Hansel, the overseeing proceedings, awarding the outstanding contribution to a Sunday roast and Best Supporting Grape. But first, a salubrious lineup. They made history when they took ice skating into 20 million British living rooms, lighting up Sarajevo with a string of perfect sixes. Jane Torvill and Christopher Dean. And she lights up our barn every time she appears, especially when she's telling us all about her skinny dipping escapades. Caroline Quentin, welcome to all three of you.
Thank you.
Caroline, even in this weather.
Well, actually, I do stop at around November, and I don't go back into the water until April, really.
I think that's very sensible.
Yes. Yeah, it's just. I mean, I have swum in the river in Cornwall at Helford later in the year, but I was a few years younger, and I don't think I'd do it now.
No, I think it's wise, that, really, because this is what happens. This is from her Instagram account. This is Caroline skinny dipping.
That it is very cold tonight, but mercifully everyone's come to watch me swimming. Look, there's this cat, there's that dog, and there's Ryan Pigeon.
We had to cut it there because it got a bit more revealing for morning television.
I know, you can see my bottom in that clip. You see the bottom of my pond.
Or the pond of your... But no! Now, Jane and Chris, you two have this fascination with wild water. And your clip is actually of you in Alaska. There was a big sort of ambition here, wasn't this frozen lake that you wanted to go to?
Yes, I mean, we'd always wanted to skate outdoors. It was something we'd never done, and we like a new challenge.
Know, isn't that amazing that you've never skated outdoors? Coming from Ilkley, where the tarn there was frozen most winters, and everybody was skating, and you'd not done it.
No, we'd always been in a controlled environment, and when the idea came to go to Alaska and find a lake, and also it sort of linked in with global warming at the time. The first lake we found wasn't strong enough, it hadn't frozen enough, so we had to find another lake, etc. And just seeing that part of the country was
all
just
natural,
amazing.
yeah, just be able to skate outside. The scenery was the mountains and all the fir trees, and it was brisk and it was cold, but it was wonderful at the same time.
Let's have a look, let's treat ourselves. of the quality that you often found in the town on Ilkley Moor. I remember seeing that most winters. What a treat to be able to go, as you say, Chris, the scenery.
Yeah, it was
So beautiful. I'm very moved by that.
Oh, thank you.
It was
beautiful.
It was hard to concentrate sometimes when we were rehearsing because you just wanted to look around. And, oh no, I need to look at him.
Yeah.
You still get sort of bucket list moments like that where you're saying, wow, this is amazing. Because you haven't always been what you are now. Caroline.
The first job I ever did paid work, I would offer people little squares of Edam cheese on a cocktail stick, and I was in full Dutch girl outfit with like proper, you know, that white hat thing, and then clogs, and a big sticky out skirt and an apron in Lincolnshire Co-op.
And you knew at that moment you were destined for a comedy award.
Do you know?
You just
I
did.
just knew it. Yeah, that the Olivier was coming my way. Yeah, no, that was, and I worked for Securicor for a bit, early jobs. Yeah.
But you knew what you wanted to do, presumably.
I didn't actually.
Did you not?
I still haven't. I don't know yet. I still haven't decided what I want to do. I really don't know.
When you grow up.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to be. But I never decided. Everything has always been a bit random. I'm quite good at saying yes to things before thinking about it properly. So quite often I find myself in a situation where I'm doing something unexpected. But actually, it's been a really interesting life for that, actually.
Jane, did you always want to be a skater? Because you worked in an office. I mean...
I did. Well, basically...
Oh, your face sank there.
Happy times.
Yeah, I skated
Warm.
since the age of 8, and I think when I was about to leave school at the age of 16, Chris and I just started skating together, and I had to leave school and I had to get a job, and a couple of jobs came up through the school, and one was working for an insurance company in Nottingham in the office. And
so you just did it?
I used to look out the window a lot. Yeah. So I did it, but yeah.
And Chris, you're a policeman.
Yeah, I was a policeman. I left,
Was that a career choice?
It was, yeah. No, I was at school, and where I lived, everybody was a miner. Came from a mining community. My dad was a miner. His father was a miner. Nottinghamshire. And I sort of wanted to break mould. And one period of time, we had the police come into the Duke of Edinburgh Award, and I did the Bronze Award. And the policeman came in and talked about the police, and I thought, that sounds a good job. So at 15 and a half, I left to become a police cadet. And you have to know, a police cadet, the order is, you know, you go from your chief superintendent down to a PC, then you go to the dogs, and then you go to the cadets. And that's what I was to begin with. But yeah, no, I was a policeman for a while, and when Jane said she was in the office looking out the window, I was on the square in Nottingham in my policeman's outfit.
Uniform.
And we'd sort of have a wave now and then. Yeah.
And you discovered the joy of partnerships, because you both had different skating partners, and then you found one another. Is there a moment, Jane, where it clicks? Oh my goodness, this works, because there's obviously kind of telepathy goes on as well as skill. There's something internal.
No, there's a funny story in that Chris had a partner before and she left, and the coach that had come to teach the two of them wanted to find another partner, so they debated, and then it was me. And we had a couple of sessions together, and she said, let me know if you want to do this, if you want to be partners and carry on. And we kind of, without even really talking about it, didn't want to say that we wanted to be partners because we didn't want to jinx it. So we obviously felt some connection there, and I think we both enjoyed the skating. We had a passion for skating.
Yeah.
But we still never said that we were going to be partners.
I'm not sure yet.
No, we're not
Still
sure.
making my mind up.
Yeah,
See how
still not to change your mind.
No, see how it pans out,
It's
really.
only 50 years next year.
Is it? 50 years. Oh, wow.
We'll talk about that later. Caroline,
Yeah.
your partnership, there have been many, I mean,
Yeah,
you know, with Jonathan Creek and with Martin Clunes in Behaving Badly.
Yeah.
You now live not far from Martin. You're both men and women of the land now.
Yeah.
So is Martin still a good mate?
Yes, yeah, we're still good friends. He lives about 40 minutes away. And yeah, we both developed a sort of countryside life, actually. It's become quite important for both of us. I think it is interesting partnership, actually. Just thinking about that. When you meet someone, you know, sometimes you're put together with someone. I did a series called The World's Most Extraordinary Homes with Piers Taylor, who's an architect. I'd never met him. It's a bit like that. We were sort of put together by people. And and when it works, it's a sort of miracle.
Don't you
isn't
think
it?
sometimes you need other people to spot things you don't spot yourself?
Yes.
Sometimes it's just a theory of chaos and you find each other
Correct.
with each other.
You've been listening to the Brains Trust. Titchmarsh, Quentin, Chris and Jane. More from this trio of talent later, but now do partake in today's amuse-bouche, plural, of delicacies. There's some cream horns over there. We've got pastel donata here and rather posh mini Battenbergs over there. We've spared no expense. Still ahead, David Dominy talks hedges. Leslie Joseph gets heady over a tawny owl. And we're heading to Norfolk to celebrate a very special countryside hero. Plus, hey up, Chuck, we're going from Sussex to Dorking without even leaving the paddock. Tom Davis is introducing us to 3 varieties of chicken. Perfect for an urban garden. We all like eggs. We'll be talking